stop trying to wait until all the problems in your life are fixed. Stop trying to wait until you have all the solutions and the answers to everything, because you're going to hinder the amount of influence and impact that you're supposed to have. Bro, the honest truth is there is no perfect time. You waiting on this moment for everything to be perfect, for everything to align, for everything to feel right. But the truth is you just need to start now. The reason you feel like you're not ready is because that's fear. You have the fear of failing. You have the fear of, well, what if I put myself out there? What if things don't turn out the way that I imagine them to turn out? What if people don't receive me? What if nobody watches my videos? What if I never get to where I want to get in life? Whatever those limiting thoughts may be, that's the real reason why you haven't picked up your camera yet and turned it on and pressed record. And I'm here to tell you, bro, start now. Just turn the camera on. The truth of the matter is, bro, you wasting valuable time. Take it from me, bro. I'm 29. I'm about to be 30 in a couple months. You feel me? This is not my first rodeo with YouTube. This camera that I'm recording on right now, this camera been sitting on top of my fridge for the last 2 years and I never turned it on. And there was so many lessons and obstacles that I overcame in those 2 years. So many things that happened, things that I achieved in those 2 years. And to be honest with you, I wish I would have documented it. You know what I mean? Like, I wish I would have turned my camera on and I wish I would have just put it out there. If for nobody else, at least just for myself, at least for my own personal journey, but especially for my son to be able to have something to look back on and be like, wow, this is who my dad was, and this is how he overcame these obstacles and adversities and challenges and struggles. I was just telling my bro this the other day. I done had the privilege of growing up with my grandfathers, you feel me? Like, they had already passed away by the time I got older. Thinking about it now, bro, I would give anything to just see a day in the life of what their life was like, what they went through when they were, you know, my age, or, you know, struggles that they faced, obstacles that they overcame, businesses that they tried to start and create, different trials that they went through and how they kept faith and how they remained steadfast. You know, just different things like that. I would have loved to be able to have a peek in their life and see the type of lineage and the heritage that I come from, you know, but I didn't have that privilege. So now, me being in that situation, I'm like, bro, I can give that to my son. That's something that I didn't have growing up that I want to give him, you know? But I think a lot of times, bro, we really overcomplicate content creation, where it's like, I want everything to be all put together. I want to have this exciting life. I want to have this fancy lifestyle, all this stuff like that. But it's like, bro, nobody starts out like that. Think of some of your favorite creators that you watch. They all started from the bottom. They all started where me and you at right now, you know? And to be honest with you, bro, people like seeing a good come up story. Like, they like seeing people who started from nothing and built themselves into something great. So stop overthinking it. I mentioned this in my last video, and if you didn't get a chance to watch my last video, I'm gonna leave a card up here so you can go check it out. But one thing that I'm really understanding is my obedience is directly tied to other people's blessings. If I know that God's been putting something on my heart and he's been telling me to do something and I've been putting it off and I haven't been being obedient, other people who are waiting on this blessing or waiting on a prayer to get answered that I have the answer to in some shape or form, that's delaying their blessing because I'm not being obedient to what I know that God's been telling me to do. It's the same thing for you. God's been telling you to pick up a camera. God's been telling you to start documenting your life. God's been telling you to start putting content out on social media, and you think that this is only affecting yourself. You think that nobody else is going to be affected by this decision of you delaying this thing that God has been telling you to do, but there are lives that you are supposed to reach. There's impact that you're supposed to have. There's influence that God has given you. You have a sphere and a mountain that God has given to you, and he wants you to rule over it. But guess what? You cannot answer that call and you think it's just going to affect yourself, but the people that are tied to your life, that's also going to affect them as well. Have you ever stopped to think that there is certain solutions, there's certain ideas, there's certain things that God has placed in your life that may be for you, but a lot of times it's for other people too. You can't just be sitting on your hands and you can't just think that, oh, I'm not doing this and this is only affecting me. Like, you got to think about the people that God has called you to have impact on in the lives that you're supposed to change. And to be honest, bro, I'm talking to myself too, because something I struggle with personally is perfectionism. I struggle with always wanting things to be done like perfectly. And to be honest, I really don't know where that came from. I've been like this since a kid. I used to draw when I was younger and I stopped drawing because I was too much of a perfectionist. It would literally take me hours to finish drawing something because I would erase it and I'll resketch it. I'm reshading. I didn't like how it turned out, so I ball it up, start all over again from scratch. And it got to a point where I didn't even enjoy it anymore because I was always trying to make it so perfect, and it just became too time consuming. I'm like, bro, I'm not doing this no more. So I literally stopped drawing. I've completely lost that skill now. I can't draw to save my life. But it's just so crazy to think that because of the fear of not having something perfect and put together, I couldn't be proud of it. I'm the type of person where if something goes wrong or something's broke, I'm not about to sit around and DIY and try and figure it out. I'm finna go pay a professional so they can do it the right way and do it one time. Cause I already know if I try to do it and I mess it up, ain't nobody else to blame except myself. Why don't I just go ahead and skip that headache and I'm gonna just go right to the professional and let them do it perfect? But sometimes you miss out on the learning opportunity. Sometimes you miss out on character development. Sometimes you miss out on the lesson that God's trying to show you when you're always chasing after this perfection. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something I've had to be mindful of and really talk myself out of, is trying to chase this perfectionism. And to be honest with you, bro, the people in your sphere and the people that you're supposed to influence, they're not looking for somebody who's perfect and who has it all together. They want to look at somebody who they can relate with, who's in a similar situation or struggle with them. You may be 1 or 2 steps ahead of them, but that's really what they want. They want somebody they can relate to. So stop trying to wait until all the problems in your life are fixed. Stop trying to wait until you have all the solutions and the answers to everything, because you're going to hinder the amount of influence and impact that you're supposed to have. If you start out the gate and you're way up here, people going to feel like they can't relate to you. Bro, I think a lot of times we overcomplicate like being a content creator and being a YouTuber because we want to just make content that we're interested in and we want to talk about things that only interest us. We overlook what our audience is actually needing. Like, yeah, it's certain things that I would love to talk about on here, but I know that's not really serving anybody except for myself. I would rather get on here and encourage you. I would rather get on here and challenge somebody, you know, to be better. I'd rather get on here and speak to somebody's calling. In a lot of ways, I feel like I'm fulfilled because I'm actually walking in my purpose. I'm doing what I know God created me to do. It's not always just about, you know, putting the content out that excites you, but it's about how can I serve my audience and how can I serve these people that God is asking me to serve. But yeah, I don't want to make this video too long. I really just wanted to get on here and encourage you. Stop overthinking it, bro. Just start putting your content out. Like, this is the year that you are supposed to start putting your content out. This is the year that you need to start documenting your journey. Tell your story. There's so many people that are probably in a similar situation. You know what the enemy tries to do is he'll try and make you feel like you're the only person that's going through the situation that you're currently going through. He'll try and make you feel like nobody else around you will understand you, like nobody else is experiencing the things that you're experiencing. And honestly, that's a lie. There are so many other people in the world that are probably experiencing the same thing you're experiencing, going through the same trial or struggle that you're going through, and you can help them. You can be an encouragement. You can give them advice, whatever it is. So don't be scared to put your story out there, to be vulnerable with people, because people are going to relate to that. I really just wanted to get on here and encourage you. Like, pick your camera up, press record, start documenting your journey, start telling your story, start putting that content out. Because again, I mentioned this in my last video, but I believe that our biggest purpose on this earth is to be creators, because that's the first thing that God tells us about himself in the Bible, that God was a creator. And if we're created in God's image and his likeness, then he's called us to be creators. So you need to start creating. Don't overthink it. Just pick up the camera and press record. But yeah, that's all I got for you, bro. If you feel like this video helped you at all, just drop a like on this video. If you want more content like this, subscribe to the channel. Appreciate you watching. I'm gonna catch you in the next one.